Now, many of you already know by now that NEO has been introducing strategic partnerships that goes with their battery swapping station, of course, technology. You will know that NEO has partnered to date with 4 companies, Geely, Jongen, Cherry, and of course Jack, which these of course partnerships are entailing this company helping NEO deploy more battery swapping station in a nutshell. Now today we got to read of another partnership, which with this partnership, ladies and gents, we know exactly the number of battery swapping stations that of course NEO will be deploying together or jointly with this company, and the company goes by the name of Jongen. Now Jongen, ladies and gents, and NEO will be jointly building over or around 1,000 battery swapping stations. These, ladies and gents, apparently won't just be battery swapping stations, but they will be all in one, which include energy storage, charging, and of course swapping station. So it will be all in one into this station, which is something that is pretty exciting. Now the good thing, like I said, with this partnership is we know that their target or the partnership entails NEO and Jongen, of course, building these over 1,000 all-in-one of course stations, which is something that is pretty exciting. Now these partnerships, ladies and gents, are very important for not only of course the partners that NEO is partnering with, but for NEO itself, because it will make them not to spend as much as they were spending when it comes to of course these battery swapping stations. As many of you will know by now that battery swapping stations are quite costly, or they don't come cheap. For you to deploy one battery swapping station, it doesn't come cheap, which is very important, or which is why it is good that NEO does these partnerships with other big companies to help them deploy or build these battery swapping stations. This is something that is pretty exciting. This is something that is pretty good, and to know that NEO and Jongen will be building 1,000 all-in-one battery swapping stations, which will be not doing swap but charging and also storing energy, makes me to be really excited. The future is bright, and you will know that a couple of days ago the NEO CEO indicated that they are already in talks with other companies, and you will hear NEO continuing to unveil these partnerships as they complete of course the talks with these companies. So this is good news to investors, because it is now showing that the battery swapping stations, who some of the investors were saying that is a waste of money, it is showing that, ladies and gents, it might not be a waste of money at all. I mean, the fact that we are seeing companies coming to want to partner with NEO on this technology shows you that there is a real future, or there is a good tangible future from the battery swapping station technology that NEO has been deploying, which is good news to the investors, because over and above the revenues that we'll see NEO generating from their own battery swapping stations they build, we'll also see NEO benefiting revenues from these partnerships that they are building together with other companies, which is something that is pretty exciting. So the future is bright for NEO, and the more NEO deploys this battery swapping station, is the more obviously NEO is going to generate more and more revenues. I mean, talk about battery swapping stations, NEO is not only deploying these battery swapping stations in of course China, but there are also battery swapping stations in Europe. And you when talk about Europe, you'll know that Norway is the first destination in Europe when NEO started selling their cars. And we just read also wonderful news coming from Norway to say that by Q3 of this year, NEO would have doubled in terms of the battery swapping stations they have in Norway. I think at the moment NEO has got 10 battery swapping stations in Norway, and they plan or target to have doubled that to 20 battery swapping stations around Q3 of 2024, which is something that is pretty exciting, because it looks like Norway now probably we might see of course more battery swapping stations being deployed there, as I suppose it is becoming more easier for NEO to deploy this battery swapping station in big numbers probably in Europe. But one of the things that of course when I engaged to some of the European people, they indicated that the laws are the ones that are restricting, or that sort of like restrict NEO to deploy in big numbers the way they are deploying this battery swapping station in China. In Europe it's not that easy to find a spot and deploy a battery swapping station, which to know that in Norway 10 battery swapping stations will be deployed by Q3 of 2024 makes me to be really excited. So yes, battery swapping station, I believe it is the future, and what we did or discussed on, and what we are seeing is that of course more and more people, consumers that buy the NIO cars, are opting to subscribe to BaaS, which is a battery as a service, which enables them to use these battery swapping stations. I mean, yesterday from a video we did, we of course saw of course that 80% of the people that are of course buying cars in Shanghai are opting in for battery swapping station or for BaaS, battery as a service, which is something that is pretty exciting. And the more NIO deploys these battery swapping stations, is the more it will attract more consumers to see what the technology or what this battery swapping station technology can do when you have subscribed to BaaS, and they are going to end up coming and wanting to join, so that they enjoy the benefits of having of course to swap their battery instead going the normal route of charging their cars. I know there are few people that still don't see the future in battery swapping station, but what the NIO CEO said about China especially is that obviously 95% of the people that live in the Chinese city live in apartments, which of course makes it to be very convenient for those to consider doing swap than going to a normal charging station, because those with houses obviously of course they can buy their home chargers, but those without that live in CBDs, in apartments, they of course can still use, or it really benefits them to buy cars like NIO and subscribe to BaaS, because then they enjoy of course these kind of technology that is able to swap their battery in 3 minutes. And even those that are outside of the cities and they have their houses, I mean, the good thing is that, ladies and gents, with battery swapping stations, what we've been seeing NIO doing is to deploy them also in highways, right? Meaning that if you are traveling even for long distance, you can just easily swap while you travel, because in most of the highway NIO, each and every 100 kilometers you'll find a battery swapping station in China, meaning that NIO is continuing to put or deploys these battery swapping stations strategically to bring convenience to those that might be traveling long distances and even short distances. Those who are inside the cities, you know that NIO has indicated that over 90% of the people that are in cities, they've got a battery swapping station within a 3-kilometer radius, which is something that is pretty amazing, because that just shows that NIO is doing their best to make this technology become convenient to those that subscribe to battery as a service. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update about NIO, ladies and gents, joining hands once again with another partnership, or battery swapping station partnership with Jongen, which is something that is of course pretty exciting, and we are still going to see more partnerships coming from this, as what the CEO said, and therefore this in the long term will result in NIO of course generating some pretty good solid revenues from this battery swapping station. Otherwise, with all that, guys, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.